Hey guys, hopefully everyone is doing well. Today's target is to solve question number 4. The chapter which we are related is absorption and marginal costing. 3 questions are already been solved and we will learn few new things when we are solving question number 4. Here the volume of the question, the first thing you should see that chapter name absorption margin costing and two different pages are being used. Over here you can see the length of this question, but again we will be involved with same performer, nothing would be changed. Every element regarding the performer would be same. But the important thing is this word normal capacity of the plant is 20,000 units. This is very important. Try to understand it. Normal capacity means this is their standard. In all previous questions, standards were not given and number of units manufactured in first month were considered as standard. Here normal capacity or standard capacity has already been provided, and to calculate under or over applied we will be focusing upon these 20,000 units. So this is our target, how to calculate under over applied. Next thing, as usual, per unit material, labor and factory overhead is given. All these are variable cost. In last question, variable and fixed cost was mixed, and here variable cost is given separately. Fixed overhead per year. Please underline this single word, per year. This 3 lakh is fixed expense for the full year, and then 1.25 per unit is also given. This is fixed average, and per unit is also given 1.25. In this way, this 1.25, when we will add it in variable cost, we can get our total cost, which is important for absorption costing. Alright guys, next is fixed marketing and administrative expenses. This is again fixed sort of expense, which is 60,000 per year. And then variable marketing expenses are 3,400, 3,600 for first, second and third, fourth months. Why? Look at there. Fixed average is given for full year, while administrative and selling expenses are here for the month. Why? So let's go to the second page to have the answer of this mystery. Why two different elements are given? I'm saying one sort of expense is given in annual basis per year. Fixed expenses is given per year, while variable marketing expenses are given per month. So these two amounts are not matched with each other. So let's go next. Actual and applied, this and that. Okay, this detail is not important. Sale price is given as 10, important. Now this phenomena or this performer will get your attention. All data related to units is given per month. So this is the story of this question. Look at here. Some amounts are given per annum, some amounts are given per month, and some amounts are given in per month as well. So we'll have to establish a data, or we will have to establish a performer where everything would be synchronized. Either you can choose it for month, you can choose it for a year. So obviously when units are given per month, so data related to this question would be arranged in terms of month. So let's start. We will be starting with absorption costing. Four different months are given, and we will be calculating income statements for all 4 different months. So let's start. Income statement according to absorption costing would be here, and first step we are taking, first element would be sales, then you will subtract your cost of sales. And how you will calculate your cost of sales? You will get opening stock, then you will add your production, add production cost, then you will subtract your closing stock, after which you will see if there is any under or over applied. By subtracting it at this stage, you will get your total cost, and I was telling you the process of subtraction, but before that we will calculate this cost. Here you will get your total sales, total cost would be calculated over here, and the answer which we will get would be our gross profit. After which you will subtract your selling and admin expenses. No matter what type of selling and admin expenses, you will be writing it over here. We had the lines. Okay, let's remove this line, we don't need it. Okay guys, so when you will subtract your cost of sales from selling admin when you will subtract your cost of sales from sales, you will get gross profit. Let's highlight it. And from gross profit, when you will subtract your selling and admin expenses, and here you will count all selling and admin expenses, you will get your final profit, and that would be considered as your net profit, and we have highlighted it. So this was our performa, and can you believe that this performa we have used for the first question, same performa we have used for second, and now we are solving fourth question and we are using the same performa. And the little joke is the same performa you will be using for all four parts. So hence the question may be having a little length, but it should not be felt difficult. First month, we are getting our starting month, unit produced 17, units sold 17, both 17,500. So it means units sold are 17,500 and unit produced are 17,500. And there is one more thing which is easy in this question. Opening and closing stocks are mentioned in every month, though we can calculate it by self, as we know that there will not be any opening stock at start of the month, that is why it is dash. And since number of units sold and produced are same, no closing stock, that is why opening stock of the next month is also 0. So here you can understand, but the ease in this factor is opening and closing stock are already mentioned, so we'll have not to bother about that. There is no opening stock, no closing stock for the first month. So let's get back, and we are writing as 0 opening stock and we have 0 closing stock. At this stage we will decide whether it is under or over applied. For that, let's go back to the question, and I have told you that normal or standard has already been decided. 20,000 units are your standard, and in first month you have produced 17,500 units. What does that mean? 20,000 was the standard and you have produced only 17,500. So you have produced less number of units in comparison of standard. But I was saying 20,000 is your standard while you have produced only 17,500. It means 25,000 less units are produced. So we have decided it is under applied. Sign of under applied would be plus. So here you will mention that it is under applied, and we have already mentioned the sign as well, 25 number of units. And beside this, we do know that under or over applied FOH are directly associated with fixed cost, and fixed cost is mentioned over here, fixed 1.25 per unit. So we will immediately write 1.25 in front of under over applied. Now we need to write down total cost, total per unit cost, and for that, let's see. This was your variable cost and this was your how much? 1.25 was your fixed cost. As you know, we can calculate over here. When you want to have your total cost, for that what you will do, fixed cost and variable cost would be added. Fixed cost in your question is given as 1.25. So put over here 1.25 and then you will add your variable cost, and that is 6. So here you will put 6. Statement is completed. Now you are needed to put it on your calculator. So if we have got our answer, that is 7.25. This is total per unit cost. Finally we are posting 7.25 over here. And one thing I'm sure you remember, that per unit cost for opening stock, production and for closing stock would always be similar. That is why you are writing the same. Let's go to the question and see how much was the selling price. It is given over here. You can see sale price per unit is rupees 10. So put 10 over here. Our performance has been completed with regard to units and per unit, and that we have not mentioned. And let's take it and make little space over here. So here you will write your units per unit, and then you will write your amount over here, and you are needed to write your amount here as well. Alright, so make these as your headings. Per unit is needed to be written over here. And how do we calculate amounts? Simple is this: you will take units and per unit and will multiply with each other. Unit of sale 17,500, per unit sale is 10, you have got amount of sales. In similar way, opening stock 0, and when per unit cost is multiplied, it would remain 0. 17,500 unit produced, multiply per unit 7.25. Again 0 is your closing stock. When you will multiply per unit, you will get 0. And finally under applied 2500 were the units, and you will multiply 1.25 per unit fixed cost. In this way, our inputs completed, we are finally able to calculate our cost of sale, for which what you will do, you will add production less closing stock and then add how much. This was your opening stock, and then you are needed to add. Look at this sign, you need to add your production, that is 126875, and then you need to subtract your closing stock, and finally you are going to add what? Under applied. Since we have decided it is under applied, that is why add sign would be used, and what you will add 3.25 as your under applied fixed FOH. So finally we have got the cost, after which we are open to calculate gross profit, which is difference between cost and sales. Amount of sale is 175,000, and you need to subtract your cost 13 tetra 0 1,30,000. So you have got your gross profit. Now let's go back and see selling expenses. Selling expenses are mentioned over here. Marketing and selling expenses 60,000 per year. Please note it down. This is per year, while we are making statement only for first month. So this is for first month. Kindly note it down. Every element present in this statement is per month. So why we would write selling and admin for whole year? So simply what you will do, we accept that selling expenses were 60,000 per year. And now you want to know how many selling expenses are for 1 month. So simply you will divide it with 12, because 12 months are in a year. So this is your first selling expense. Selling expense for first month, but we have to see what exact name is: marketing and admin. So instead of this, marketing and admin, since we don't have space, so we will write abbreviation, but you will be writing full name: marketing and admin 5,000. And let's see if there is anything else. Look, variable marketing expenses are also present, and these are 3,400, and they are already for months. Look, month is mentioned, we do not need to change it. So 3,400 3,400 would be your second marketing expenses. Alright guys, now total marketing and selling expenses, for which what you will do, you have 5,000 and you have 3,400. Wrongly chosen. We need 5,000 and then 3,400. These are two types of marketing and selling expenses. Now we are ready to calculate our net profit. Okay. To calculate our net profit, what you will do? You will simply subtract your selling expenses from gross profit. At this stage, gross profit was 45,000 and you will subtract your selling admin total 8,400. You have got 36,600 as your net profit. Absorption costing, first answer 36,600. In this way we have completed first month. And now what we will do, as usual, instead of writing everything again, we are saving our time. So let's use all of these headings to complete our second portion. Here we can make it our second option, second portion, and we need to copy it as well just to differentiate. So here we are going to make income statement for second month, and we do not need any of this amount right now. So simply we are going to delete everything over here, and this would be common for this is not needed right now, and perhaps this is related to some other question. Let's see if anything else. Okay, we do have so many things and we need to delete them. Okay, at single stage we will delete everything present over here, not needed. Let's start again. So this is your second month and we have deleted everything present over here because number of unit or per unit would be different for second month. Let's start and go back to the question and see in second month your units sold are 18,000, unit produced 21,000, 18 and 21, 18,000, 21,000, and as usual opening and closing stock are also mentioned. Opening 0, closing 3,000. So closing are 3,000, opening stock 0 we have mentioned, and I need to check it again. Sale 18, production 21. Sale 18, okay, that's all right. So for second, per unit would remain same. It is 10, as I just have in my mind the sale price was 10. And look at here, sale price per unit is 10. And as usual, cost of sales 6 and 1.25 we have already calculated, 7.25, and the same 7.25 would be used for every option or every month. As usual, per unit cost of opening stock and production closing stock would remain same. Per unit of opening stock and per unit of production and closing stock would remain same. Now we will decide whether it is under or over applied. For that, let's get back to the question. Normal capacity is mentioned 20,000 per unit. This is our standard, and in second month we have produced 21,000 units while standard was 20,000. Look at here, 20,000 was the standard and we have produced 21,000. So we have overworked. 1,000 extra production was used. It means in this section it is not under applied, it would be over applied. Understand why? 20,000, open your ears, 20,000 was your standard and you have produced 21,000. That means you have overly produced units. How many? 20 standard, 21 you have produced, 1,000 were extra production, that would be called over applied. Over applied is directly associated with fixed cost, and fixed cost is mentioned in question, fixed 1.25. So we are now open to write 1.25. All elements regarding units and per units are completed. We are now open to calculate amounts, and amounts would be calculated by multiplying units and per unit. Units 18,000 sales, and per unit sale is 10. We have got the amount of sales, and then opening stock, number of units multiplied by per unit, and this procedure would be repeated same. Number of unit of production 21,000, per unit cost 7.25, number of unit of closing stock 3,000 and per unit 7.25, number of unit of over applied 1,000 and per unit fixed cost 1.25. Signs are already present. We need to add less and again less. This would complete our cost procedure. First opening stock, then you will add your production, will subtract closing stock, and finally understand in this particular month we have over applied. Over applied sign is subtraction or minus. We have got our total cost, then we are open to calculate our gross profit. How? Cost of sale would be subtracted from sales to get our cost profit, gross profit. Sale is 1,80,000 and your cost of sale is 129,250. So we have got our gross profit. Now marketing and admin expenses, as usual we will be doing same. 60,000 is given as marketing but per year, and same procedure 60,000 was given for full year, but we need for 1 month, divided with 12 we have got per month. And second month variable marketing expenses. Variable marketing expenses for second month is 3,600. Just write down 3,600. It means selling admin portion is also completed. Let's write down over here. First selling expense was 5,000 and then second selling expense was 3,600. Total selling admin 8,600. Now we are open to calculate our net profit by subtracting selling from gross profit. Gross profit was 50,750 and you will subtract your selling admin total. We have got our second net profit, and look over here, absorption costing second net profit is 42,150 and we have got 42,150. So guys, in this way we have completed our second month. 4 months are needed to be completed, and here little ease for me. What I will do, I'm going to copy everything from here, all headings, and we'll use the same heading to complete our third portion. So let's make ready our third month income statement. For that we do not need all numerical values over here. We are going to delete them, though marketing and admin expenses would remain same. Anyhow, we will write them again. So come to the point, we are at third month, and in third month look how easy it had become. Opening stock is given, produced units are given, sold and closing stock is also given. First we will write sold and produced, 21 and 19. So 21,000 units and 19,000 units. We have noted down sale and production. Now we will note how many opening and closing stock for third month. This is your third month. Opening stock is 3,000 and closing stock is 1. 3 and 1. Opening stock 3,000. Yes. So 3,000 is your opening stock and 1,000 is your closing stock. As usual, we will now see whether it is over or under applied. For that, you have idea that your standard production is 20,000. We will compare this standard production. In third month we have produced only 19. 20 was your standard production and you have produced only 19,000. So what does that mean? You have produced less number of units. So it means it is under applied in this month, opposite to previous part, and sign of under applied is always add. Unit section is completed. Now we will put per unit cost. Sale is 10 rupees, but I will show you sale price is 10. Write down over here. We need to make per unit cost, and that we have already mentioned total per unit cost. How you will make fixed and variable 1.25 and 6. So per unit is 7.25. Simply what we will do, 7.25 would be posted over here. As usual, you know that per unit cost for production, closing and opening would remain same, and that is why 7.25 in front of opening, in front of closing, and for production. Under applied is directly associated with fixed cost only, and we do know that fixed cost is only 1.25, and this is mentioned in your question that fixed cost is 1.25. So we are going to put 1.25 over here. It's time to calculate the amounts because all elements regarding units and per units have been completed. So let's put the amount. How you will calculate amount? Units would be multiplied with per unit. Unit of sale 21,000 multiplied by per unit sale price 10, and then units of opening stock 3,000 multiplied per unit. Units of production 19,000 multiplied by 7.25 per unit. So total cost of production. Units of closing stock 1000 multiply it with per unit 7.25. We have got closing stock amount. And now under applied amount, number of unit 1000 multiply it with 1.25 per unit fixed cost. In this way, our amount column is completed. We are now ready to calculate our cost of sale by following these signs. The very first thing is your opening stock, which is 217.750. Then you will add, please follow it, you will add your production cost, and then you need to subtract your closing stock, and finally you will add, put the sign of plus, your under applied. We have got our total cost. We are open to calculate our gross profit. How? Gross profit can be calculated by taking the difference of cost of sale and sale. To calculate the difference, we will put sale first, and then we will subtract amount of cost. We have got our gross profit. Then as usual, marketing expenses. I'm sure you remember marketing 5,000 and second marketing is to be seen. Let's see how I am saying 5,000. It was said that fixed marketing expenses 60,000 per year. For full year, if it is 60,000, then for single month, to calculate single month, you will divide it with 12. This is third time we are calculating the same marketing expenses. And you can see that for third month, marketing expenses are 4,000. First, second, third, 4,000. So let's put 4,000 second marketing expenses. So now we can calculate total selling cost. First 5,000, and then we will add 4,000 to calculate our total selling and admin cost. We are now ready to calculate our net profit. How? We will subtract selling cost from gross profit. For this, just put your gross profit 56500 and subtract your selling admin cost, and now we have got 47500, and this is your third answer, 47500. In this way, our third part is completed. Again, we will be using these headings for the time being. On credit, we will take these headings, and we will complete our fourth part, income statement for the fourth month. As usual, we do not need these numeric values, and we will delete it. Now please let me know whether I should delete 5,000 or 4,000 or not, because it's third time we have calculated 5,000, but it's okay, we are deleting it. Now let's start and see situation in 4 months. Again, all values are already provided. First, we will write sale and production. Sales 16,500 and 20,000. 16,500 and 20,000. I'm hopeful that these were the actual amounts. 16,500 and 20,000. So let's see. 16,500, 20,000, 1,000 and 4,500 opening closing. 1,000 and 4,500 opening closing stocks. Let's check it out again. 1,000 opening, 4,500 closing. All right. Now we will be putting their per unit. I remember per unit sale price is 10, but satisfaction level would be only at that time when I will show you. So here we have our sale price as 10. We have posted it over here in 4th month 10, and now variable cost has already been calculated. As you know that total cost can be calculated by adding fixed and variable. This was mentioned in question 7.25. This is 4th time we are writing the same per unit cost. So 7.25 over here, and same per unit cost would be present over here. At last we will see under over applied. Look, in question it was mentioned that your standard is 20,000 units, and in 4 months we have produced 20,000 units. What does that mean? It means number of units are exactly equal to our standard, so there is no over or under applied, and I am willing to delete it. But how you would remember it? Alright, for that we can write both under or over applied, and that is 0. Alright, units and per unit are completed. We are now open to calculate our cost first. For that we will follow the sign. No, one step is still left. We haven't calculated the amounts. To calculate the amount, what you will do, units would be multiplied with per unit. Similarly, to calculate opening stock, unit 1000 multiply 7.25 per unit, and then production units are 20,000, and you will multiply it with per unit 7.25. Finally, units are 4,500, and you will multiply per unit 7.25. Alright, and 0 is your under over applied. Finally, we are at the stage we can calculate cost of sales. For that, opening stock 7,250, add 145,000 as your production. Please follow this sign, add production cost, and then we need to subtract closing stock. Subtract means less, 32625, no under over applied. So finally our total cost of sale has been calculated. We are open to calculate gross profit, which is difference between cost of sale and sale. To calculate this difference, we will put sale. Difference would be calculated by subtracting sign minus cost of sales. We have got our gross profit. And then we will write marketing expenses and selling. First marketing expense was given as 60,000, but this was for full year. To calculate per month, what you will do? 60,000 was marketing for full year. To calculate 1 month, you will divide it by 12. So we have got 5,000 per month marketing. And second, variable marketing expenses are also given for the last month. They were just 3,000. So just put 3,000 over here. We can now calculate total cost of sales. There are two elements, 5,000 and 3,000. So we have got our total selling cost. Now net profit is opened to be calculated by subtracting selling from gross profit. So gross profit 45375, subtract 8,000, we have got 37375 as your last net profit. Look at over here, 37375 is your final answer for absorption costing. Suggest me whether we should complete our margin costing at the same time or we can take the break. Okay, there is a break. We will be considering for A part for absorption costing, and we will soon see each other again for the solution of margin costing as well, but consider it as for A part where we were supposed to calculate incomes for 4 months according to absorption costing. First answer was 36600, and you can see this is your first month, and we have got our answer 36600. This was your first answer. Second 42150. This is your second, and 42150. For third month 47500. This is your third month, and answer is 47500. For fourth month we have 37375, and we have 37375. So in this way, guys, we have reviewed the answer, we have completed our question as well. Solution is in front of you, all amounts, all answers are calculated in front of you, but even then I am offering you, if you are unable to understand anything, if you are feeling any difficulty, please share your questions, your queries through messages, text, or you can directly ask as well. I am surely be available to answer your queries instantly. As I will see your questions, I'm saying that I will try to answer them instantly. Question 4 is completed. Hopefully we will see you soon again for the solution of any other question in future, inshallah. Up till then, please take care of yourself, and I'm requesting you to please pray for me as well. And a humble request to repeat this question for 3 to 4 times. Humbly requesting. Repeat this question by self for 3 to 4 times to get a very hard memory in your mind. Question 4 is completed. Thank you very much for your time. It's time to say goodbye. Allah Hafiz.